fully involved in all the structures of the national economy.
We have observed that societies that empower their women do well, and societies that don't empower their women do badly. Okay, in Nigeria, the first thing we need to do is to empower the women. The same way we are talking about employment, getting people engaged. We need to empower the women. We need to get them engaged in their businesses. Number one. Number two, we need to assist them with their health issues. You understand? They need to be able to access affordable health, and then assist them with the health of their children. Infant mortality in Nigeria is the second highest in the world. The ACN government wants to reduce that to next to nothing. We also need to say to ourselves, we need to bring women into visibility, you know, bring them into government, give them responsible positions, the ones that are strong and are able and are educated and can deliver. In fact, do affirmative action on the side of the women as opposed to just waiting for them to compete as men because the odds are stacked against them.
What transport master plan should Nigerians expect from a Fola Adeola presidency?
Any economically either active country must have a robust transport infrastructure. Let me give you an example. All the things that we bring to Nigeria by sea, we'll get to Tinkan Island, or we'll get to Calabar, we'll get to Port Harcourt, and we keep moving them by trucks all around the country. It's not, even the cost of doing that in terms of what we end up paying, right? Railway infrastructure is very, very critical to this economy, to be able to move things around. The level at which the economy is operating is very low now, and that's why we are not missing some of these things. By the time, how do you get 1 million houses done? You need to move things around the country. How do you get road network done? You need to move things around this country. At that point, we'll realize that when this country gets busy and gets back to work, moving things by truck will not be what is going to make it efficient. And therefore, you'll need your railway system, very, very active. You need your sea transportation where things can move from Calabar to Lagos, and you don't even need to cross the road at all. We can move it by sea because the ship can take a lot more than the truck can take. The train can take a lot more than the truck can take. Those are the things that we have identified for transport infrastructure. In the short term, we need to get the roads that we have now working. They're not working. It's potholes. They're death traps for our citizens. We need to get them working. And as we take the economy up in bits, you know, then we need to send along with it commensurate transport infrastructure. It's not going to be wise to overinvest. Create an infrastructure that you cannot afford. Anytime you overinvest, you suboptimize. In other words, you have all this fancy train system, and then what people need to pay to make it work and sustainable will be far too much for what they can afford. But as we throw more people into work, a lot more people will be able to pay the bits that they pay in other parts of the world, and you aggregate it to make it worth your while.
What is your vision for turning around the education sector from the present state of retrogression?
Very, very simple. Education must work. And there are so many people involved in education. There's the Ministry of Education itself. There are the lecturers, there are the students, there is the university itself, there are the secondary school, and so on and so forth. Our own Action Congress of Nigeria is clear that there will be no development in whatever form if we don't resolve the issue of education. Why is there always a face-off between ASU and the government? If institutions are allowed to play the roles that they were set up to play, then we will not have this face-off. And our desire is that universities must do what universities do. Secondary schools must do what secondary schools do. And primary schools must do what primary schools do. And if we're able to achieve that, then let them just continue to do what they do. And we keep improving that which they do at all times. Here, everything has broken down. There isn't enough investment in education. There will always be this problem. I mean, UNESCO suggests for a developing nation, 26% of your budget ought to go to education. We are doing less than 3%. On top of that, the same federal government is building more universities to dilute even that which is which we have on the ground. We want to move to what it should be. We want to begin the process of moving towards the 26%. Education is going to be the single most important issue that the Action Congress of Nigeria will face come May 29, 2011.
How do you intend to provide quality health care for Nigerians?
If we keep taking it as health or as education or as economy or as infrastructure, we will miss the point. It's a system. Everything comes as a system. If we educate people properly, right, the cost of health will go down because educated people take better care of themselves than people who don't have education. It's only an educated mother that will wash her hands before preparing the food of her child or her ward, and so on and so forth. So we expect that to play on the cost of health. But the focus for health, for Action Congress, central government, is primary health care. Let our children have their immunization as and when due. Let's have dispensaries within the reach of people, with people there who can attend to you for your basic headache, for your basic backache, and so on and so forth. Now, that does not mean that we will not do anything at all in the other areas of health. Malam Nuribadu has explained that there will be 6 centers of excellence focusing on unique aspects of health. Number 1, cancer. Number 2, kidney. Number 3, heart. Number 4, women. Number 5, children. And number 6, neurosurgery. And this will be located in the 6 geopolitical zones. Not 6 per zone, but one in each zone. If women is in southwest, heart can be in northeast, and so on and so forth. And therefore, stop or discourage Nigerians from having to fly abroad every time there's a health problem. One of these 6 centers should be able to attend to what is going on. Now, we still have the teaching hospitals that are research hospitals that are covering everything. But for the generality of Nigerians, it is the primary health care that we will focus on.
Countdown to 2011 general elections. Your message to Nigerians.
Dear Nigerians, on the 9th of April, the presidential election will hold throughout our country. I urge you to go to the polling unit nearest to you. Look for the sign of the broom, the sign of Action Congress of Nigeria. Cast your vote for change. Cast your vote for Action Congress of Nigeria. Cast your vote for the better future of your children. Stay back there and observe the counting, observe the recording, and advertise that which is announced as the figure all over. We make rigging impossible, at least more difficult for them, and then we change our lives for good. Vote Action Congress of Nigeria. Vote the symbol of the broom. Vote for a better future.